All right, we'll leave that there. J Money is money. We called them the murky waters since we've been backing some of the bad teams across the board in the NBA. But like we always say, sometimes the murky waters are where the W's are. Sometimes you got to go out on a limb. That's where the fruit is. J Money is money. Why are you taking the Pistons here on the money line?
Yeah, well, first off, you got a 4-39 team that's laying points over a 10-31 team. So that's something for that sound like AC right there. But I like the Pistons in this spot. I mean, don't look now, but this team has covered 5 straight games, and they've been playing some top. Now, I'm not going to say that the Bucks are a top tier team, but right now they are sitting top 3 in the East over there, and they just played them really tight both games. The first game in Milwaukee, I mean, the first game versus Milwaukee at the house, they could have beat the Bucks outright in that game as 13-point underdogs. They played the Timberwolves really tight as well, lost by 7 in that one. So they've been catching point. Now, obviously, they're land points here, but I expect them to win this game. Hornets are coming off, let me see, they're coming off a win here. I was going to say back to back, but they lost versus Philadelphia. This team is 1-8 straight up after a win. So we know that the Hornets aren't really interested in winning a ton of games. Pistons hadn't won in a while. I think they go all out for this one. This is the first time that they won't have anybody on the injury report. Now, I don't necessarily like when the star player comes back. I do think that's a fade spot, but some tells me that the Pistons come out here with the win at the house, and I think the Hornets, I think they'll be perfectly fine with dropping this game to the Detroit Pistons. So I'm on the Pistons on the money line. Can't give you a ton of things. This is really just like a field type of play. I think the Pistons win this game.
Yeah, the Hornets are coming off a W. That's the Cat game. You know what I'm saying? Cat was
Yeah.
going crazy and then ran and then shot him and then shot the Timberwolves off the floor. So that was a big win.
And Sean, the
Yeah.
Wolves were supposed to win that game as well. Last 2 minute report came out. Cat got fouled twice on that last possession there. So the Hornets are coming off a game where they weren't supposed to win.
They
AC, any
outscored
thoughts?
Minnesota. Yeah, they outscored Minnesota 36-18 in that fourth quarter. So even with Cat's 62, I think he had 62 with like 10 minutes left and didn't score anything after that, which is crazy to think about. But I agree with Jay here. I mean, the team here is 4-39 in their favor. They're gonna have all their horses back. Cade, Boyan, Jaden Ivey's been playing a lot better. Duran is playing a lot better. So and then on the other side, Charlotte's going to be missing their point guard, right? They just made a trade for Kyle Lowry, so we know Terry Rozier is not going to be in the lineup. So there's going to be some adjustment period there. But I agree with Jay. Like this is one of those weird, murky water spots where the potentially the worst team or the worst record team in the NBA is not only favored, but they're 3-point favorites. It's almost like the books are asking you to take the dog here, right? So I like the look.
Yeah, the LaMelo Ball's been back. He's been playing well. Brandon Miller's actually been playing really well. But still Gordon Hayward is out. Still Mark Williams out for Charlotte. Um I've said on multiple occasions I think Charlotte's the worst team in the NBA. I don't even think Detroit's the worst team in the NBA. So if you're going to back a team, I backed Charlotte the other night against San Antonio without Wemby, and Devin Vassell hit a one-legged floater to not from three to cover, so the Hornets couldn't cover that game. But that was a very specific spot that I was getting behind the Hornets. LaMelo had just played San Antonio 3 or 4 games prior. He had 28. He got to the line a bunch, had success there, and they had no Victor. They just eked that out. Now they go and get a very unique spot where they beat the Timberwolves, where essentially the Timberwolves stopped playing ball and we're trying to get Cat
Yep.
as many buckets and many looks as possible, which didn't work out well. Chris Finch was furious about that. So only way I could look in this game is at the Pistons. So
And
let's
one other thing, Sean and Jay, I think with Cade's recent injury, like it allowed other players to shine, right? We knew Jaden Ivey
Mhm.
could play a lot better, and I think because he became the number one option during those games, he's going to have confidence. And I think the biggest thing with Cade's return is there's no Killian Hayes. Less Killian Hayes, the better for Detroit. So I like it.
yeah, there's no argument for me on the Killian Hayes touches. But that comes, yeah, Killian. You don't got it. You know how you playing pickup, Jay, and you look one way, you're like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna
Nah,
go ahead and go left, bro.
he's not even gonna be on my team. I ain't even picking him up. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
yeah.
he's gonna be on
Hey,
the sidelines watching the game.
AC is dead on. No more. The less Killian Hayes, the better. That's for sure.